All right. Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto, the place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. Guys, my name is Not Important. I'm your host. Welcome to the circus. Yesterday was fun. Yesterday was very much fun. What happened to that whole Bloody Monday? Red Monday? Blood Monday? What happened? I thought everybody was calling it. Everybody was saying it's going to be a Bloody Monday. What happened? No? No one? Nobody? Guys, we're going to talk about that. We're going to hit the charts. We're going to do all the things. Yeah. Let's jump right into it. Guys, per usual, housekeeping, please. If you are watching on Facebook, please give me a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, guys, go ahead and subscribe. Also, a heads up too. Facebook is starting to delete videos. That's what they do now. Live streams, things like that. So if you are on Facebook and you want to go back and watch some of these videos to learn whatnot, guys, go subscribe over to YouTube. They'll always be there. It's just boring crypto. Yeah, if you ever want to go back and learn and watch the videos, especially the chart section, it's always going to be over on YouTube in case you can't find it on Facebook anymore. Outside of that, guys, go ahead and share the stream on all your social platforms. Help us get more people in here learning how to make money. And if you are interested in learning how to make money, guys, per usual, go ahead and click on the link that is pinned in the comment section. That'll take you to the Pip Connect Discord. That is where you get these early calls. This is where you would have got the call to buy to fill the US 30 gap, which was like, I think it was like a 1,500 pip move or something ridiculous like that. We'll look at it today. But gap got filled, guys. And Andy called that on Sunday night. Gave a setup for that Sunday night. Good morning, Thumper. What's happening, dude? Yeah. And if you guys were not turning your backs on crypto, I'm not saying everyone's doing that, but I'm sure there are people, the people that are here every day have not done that. But if most people have been turning their backs on crypto because crypto's been boring and sad and in a bear, you could have been in the Pip Connect learning how to trade traditional market stuff, and you would have got the setup to play the gap and made yourself a nice little chunk of change, and probably still had runners going that are still making you money. Guys, there's always ways to make money in this market. And that's what we're here to teach you to Pip Connect. Again, click on the link. It'll take you to the paywall. See if it's the right fit for you. If you guys have any questions about it, by all means, reach out to Andy or myself, and we'll do our best to get those questions answered and see if the Pip Connect is a right fit for you. Aside of that, guys, let's just jump right into it. Right now, current market cap sitting at 2.54 trillion, up almost 5% from yesterday, which is huge. Bitcoin dominance down just a bit, 62.5%. Trust me, we want Bitcoin dominance down. That's what this is all about. This means altcoins will run. ETH sitting at 7.5% and 1.08 GUAO each transaction. Right now, guys, fear and greed sitting at 19, up just a tick from yesterday. Let's go through the top 100 and see what the biggest movers are. Right now, Bitcoin up 4.5%. ETH up almost 7%. Tether just flatlining, man. If you're in Tether, I'm sorry. You know, it's been boring. I'm just being stupid, guys. XRP ripping up 11% from yesterday. Solana up almost 11% from yesterday. Doge up 13. Let's see if we got anything over 15. HBAR crushing it, up almost 20% from yesterday. Hype Liquid up almost 20%. We got 16 for Tau, 17.29 for Render, 18.8 for KuCoin, 17.65 for MakerDAO. 30% for Fartcoin. You ain't doing crypto unless you're in Fartcoin. You know I really don't believe that. I hate meme coins. I think this stuff is absolutely ridiculous. Sorry. 19.47 the upside for Zcash. 24.72 for Core upside. 14.51 for Helium. And Pendle, never heard of it, bring in your 100 spot up almost 15% on the day. Guys, if you sold, I'm sorry. I told you to consolidate yesterday into your altcoins. Like, if you're in microcaps, I definitely think consolidation is a good idea. Part of me wants to, okay, I'm kind of walking cautiously when I say this. Part of me wants to say the Pico bottom is in, and I'm going to talk about why I think that. But I could be wrong. Listen, I'm not some crystal ball seeing guru crypto guy. I'm just like you guys trying to figure this shit out as well. But I'm going to explain to you why I think a potential Pico bottom is in. And with that being said, let's go right to the charts. Guys, Bitcoin on a 30-minute. So when I left you guys yesterday, I said we're potentially starting a trend here. A descending, broadening wedge. And if you were going to play this, I would have on the smaller time frames. Well, I mean, let's look at it this way. Right here, you have a bounce off the bottom of the trend and a bull flag. Bull flag, breakout, etc. But let's go to the small. I think I left you on the 17-minute last. This breakout and candle close is probably where I would have bought. And I think you made like about a 5.5% gain, 10x leverage. You're looking at 50%, right? If you played the bottom, you did really well. You made almost 10%, 10x leverage. You made almost 100% gain. Okay. But what I really want to show you guys, and what I really want you guys to really focus on, are trends. Okay. People, and again, I've learned this from Andy. I'm just short amount of time I've been around Andy. People like to overcomplicate shit. But trends, breaking trends to impulse moves. Trend broken, impulse move. Okay. Now, what do we see again? We're on a 17 minutes. So these are just going to be smaller moves, but everything's the same. And if you're going smaller moves, heavy leverage, I don't recommend that, but you can. If you feel ballsy, if you're good up to it, cool. But what do we see here? We see another trend. And then a break to the downside. Small moves. Okay. But again, I wouldn't have played this. I'm just showing you guys, like on smaller time frames, how price action works. So basically, you get a break, impulse move to the downside. Now, what do we see again? On the 30-minute. Holy shit, what's it look like? Check this out. Oh my God. That's a downtrend to a breakout to an impulse move. Again, small moves, smaller time frames. My point, what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is why do people trade this way? Why does this work? Because price go up, price go down. Price go up, price go down. That's it. I wouldn't say it's easy. I don't think easy, guys. Good morning, Tyler. I don't think easy is ever the right word for it, but simple. Simple. It is simple, guys. And these are all trades that you could potentially get into. Uptrend, break to a downtrend. Okay, small short, cool. Seeing a rounded bottom, it's starting. We have an official downtrend. I'll break to an impulse move. Blah blah blah. If this isn't making sense, guys, by all means, ask questions. I'll explain it in depth. But I'm kind of glazing over it because I want that to be the lesson. I want people to start understanding that all these indicators, all these, and trust me, I'm one of them. I've done all this stuff. I own the indicators. I have them set. I used them. Now, if I'm looking at a potential wonky trade like this, I might use indicators to give me confluence to help me go, okay, yeah, we might potentially getting a breakout here. But on the grand scheme of things, simplicity, trends, break. Trend here, break. Impulse move. Simple way of trading, guys. And I'm sure there's all sorts of gurus that'll tell me I'm wrong. say that it's never going to always work, and you're right. It's never going to always work. No trade will always work. There's nothing out there that will make you win 100% of every trade. There isn't. And some people might lie to you and tell you there is. Anyways, that's the lesson for today is trends. Buy the break of trends. All right? But what was the fun we had yesterday? Well, the fun is that we had the breakout of this downtrend, this descending, broadening wedge. It was all based on fake news. And on that fake news, not only crypto, but the entire fucking market ripped. Absolutely ripped. And what was that fake news? Well, that fake news, guys, was that Trump was going to pause the tariff enforcement for 90 days. And that small bit of fake news sent the entire market globally ripping up. What does that tell you? All right. What does that tell you? What did it tell me? I'm literally sitting. Well, I was laying. I wasn't sitting. I was laying in my physical therapy appointment, and I felt my phone blowing up. And I looked at it and I went, holy shit. It tells me one thing. That there is loads, and I mean loads of money sitting on the sideline right now waiting for one thing to be said. Steve says we're at Pico Bottom. Word, man. I'm feeling it. Good morning, Brett. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, everybody. I'm feeling. I hate this. I hate to be timid, but I'm like, I just don't want no one to get burned. But back to my point. This tells me, guys, that there's so much money sitting sideline right now just waiting to flood into the market based on something Trump may say. Which tells me we're not like sitting super bearish. Which also might be the Pico bottom, right? On a small bit of just absolutely asinine news, this thing ripped. David, on the breakout, do you wait for the first candle to close before taking an entry? Here, let me read this. Because this is actually a good question, man. Do you wait on the first candle to close before taking an entry? How do you know when to take profit? Okay. Let me unpack this. Give me a second. So the way I was originally taught is if you're watching a 1 hour, like let's say you're looking at a setup on a 1 hour candle or a 1 hour chart. Well, once you get a 1 hour candle close, then you'd open the trade. That is a very, very novice way of trading. Personally, now that I'm a little bit more experienced, if I was saying like right now we're looking at 30-minute, I was looking for a breakout here. Well, I know right here this candle got out, and this candle's coming out. I personally would back down into my lower time frames. That's why I have them all up here. Can you guys even see that? I think you can. Yeah, you guys can see my time frame set up here. So if you see all these breakdowns of time frames, this isn't by accident. This isn't by accident at all. This is because this helps me figure out where price action might be going. So I'd be like, okay, 10. This thing ripped fast too. So I might have missed this, and be entirely honest. Because I'm even on the 7-minute right now. The 1 minute degen. Yeah, we all know about you, Steve. But the 7 minutes, the only one that gave me a candle close outside of this that would have said, hey, let's go. To be entirely honest, I probably would have missed this. Just like most people did. But what I would have done is watch this, come back down, and then bounce here. And I probably would have entered right here at the CME gap and rode this up. Again, a smaller move, which sucks. But that bullish retest, again, 10x leverage, 35%. You're not going to be too mad about that. Okay. Outside of that, when do you know to take profit? There's a million ways to play this. All right, where do I know to take profit? Well, depending on certain setups, are their measured moves. Like if I'm looking at a bull flag or a cup and handle, blah, blah, most people, I don't think that stuff's even necessary. Here's what I would say. I traded my ass off last cycle, and in the crypto space, anytime I made 35%, I exited trade. Was that foolish? Could I have left money on the table? Absolutely. But that was my rule. 35%, I exit the trade. So that's really up to you. You can, like, anytime you're, especially on leverage trading, I would not be a guy that just leaves a trade running and hoping that I hit a home run. After, like, especially like I said, if you're trading 10x leverage. So let's just, okay, without me having to say that every time, let's just assume anytime we're talking about a Bitcoin trade, you're trading at 10x leverage, okay? So that's going to be 10 times the percentage gain of everything that's in there. So personally, if I had a big rip like this at 35%, I would have collected a good portion of that trade and then just left a small runner. Yeah, that's sort of. If I'm doing leverage trading and you're trying to day trade, not like big swing trades, and I don't usually do that. I'm more of a swing trader guy. So I like 1 hour, 4 hours, things like that. But I like to show you guys this stuff on Bitcoin because a lot of people are like, oh, I can't buy Bitcoin. I can't trade Bitcoin. I'm priced out. And I don't want people to believe that. You gotta understand the game is to stack Bitcoin. And the reason why I talk about these trades on Bitcoin is because you can leverage trade Bitcoin to make your Bitcoin position larger. All right. So I think I lost my train of thought. Sorry, Dave. Give me a second, man. So yes, that's why. Okay, that made sense. That's why I'm looking at lower time frames for small daily or day trading or swing trades that can potentially gain you. If we played it here on 10x leverage, 48% if you caught this breakout. Now, because of this, which is looking bullish, like I said, I would take a good portion of those profits off the table, but then leave runners. Because if you enter down here, we now had trend break of this downtrend, and now it's moving back to the upside. Now, what we're going to, like, I'm kind of rambling all over the place. I'm sorry, guys. You're going to want to see what happens with the traditional market open up this morning. If the US 30 and the traditional market start rolling over, there's potential this can go back down to the downside, and then I'd exit the trade completely. Or just let the runners get liquidated. Whatever, you made profit. But yeah, man, it's really up to you. The one thing I want to stress is don't get greedy. When I started leverage trading last cycle, there was plenty of times, absolutely plenty of times where I was significantly, we're talking thousands and thousands of dollars in profit, where I went, shit, I caught the bottom. I'm just going to let this whole damn thing run. Thinking, Bitcoin was going to go to, we all thought it was, the beginning of the cycle, last cycle, we all thought it was going to go 3. And then stuff got weird and shifted, and we thought maybe 100. And we only got to, 67, 68, 69? Yeah, so there was loads of times where I should have taken profit off the table, and I held it all the way back down to the bottom and got liquidated. So, like, for me, like I said, my rule has always been like a 35% gain. Start taking shit off the table, especially if you're trading Bitcoin, you're leverage trading at 10x. A 35% gain is nothing to turn your nose up at, guys. If you're risking, and by risk I mean you're putting in let's say you put $1,000 into the exchange, and you do a 10x leverage. That doesn't mean you have to let your entire $1,000 get liquidated to get out. You can set, like, for example, if I were buying a breakout, and that breakout rolled over and it went back into the pattern, I would probably personally set a stop loss somewhere like that, like in the middle of the pattern, like an 18% loss. So you're risking 18% loss for a potential 35, 40% gain, right? That was a lot. I am sorry, Dave. I hope that all made sense. If not, man, go ahead, DM me, man. We could talk a lot more. I don't mind that at all. But here's what's going on. Like, this is what Steve was talking about, the M2 money supply. There's a potential that we're at the Pico bottom. Um, Again, my biggest bullish sentiment out of all of this is this big ugly candle right here. Because again, the whole reason I wanted to talk about charts today without getting too deep into it is that we sold our asses off, and the next day at the potential hint of a 90-day pause on tariffs, not just crypto, not just Bitcoin, the entire market lost its damn mind and started flooding in with money. Right here. NASDAQ, right here. Look at this. It's wild. I love it. That means there's a bunch of people sidelined waiting for some bullish news to just dump money back into this market. It's awesome. And if you've been buying through all this stuff, guys, like I've been telling you for the last several weeks, now is a good time to start DCAing any of these levels down here, the CME gap levels. Anytime we lose the see you later buy line, CME gap, see you later buy line, see you later buy. So DCAing, your average entry is going to be absolutely phenomenal once this thing takes off again. Round tripper is the norm until you actually rewire your brain to counter trade sentiment. 100%. And I'm glad you brought that up, Steve, because that's exactly what I was telling you guys yesterday. Is everyone thought we were going to get a Bloody Monday. And I went, I don't think we are, just based on that alone. You can't predict a Bloody Monday. If everyone's expecting a Bloody Monday to happen, a sell-off to happen, if everyone's expecting it, well, why haven't they sold already yet? They're not going to wait till market open Monday morning to sell. Doesn't make any sense. So I knew we weren't going to dump. So we're going to go back over to US 30, which is the Dow Jones and the gap. And I told you guys yesterday morning when we were right around here, this thing's going to fill. Not only did it fill once, ladies and gentlemen, woohoo! This thing came back down and filled twice. And now, potentially, potentially we're getting an uptrend. On the 30-minute on the Dow Jones. So I would be, if I'm looking for a trade, I'm looking for a break of this trend line to go to the downside to enter in a sell. That's simple, guys. It doesn't mean it's going to work. It doesn't mean it's 100% guaranteed to make you money. But people put too much effort and too much mind breaks, I guess, because they're getting in their own ways, into whether they should or shouldn't enter a trade. Here's what's wild too, though. Side note, we have another gap up here that needs to be filled. So if you caught this bottom, and you've got runners still going, expecting this gap to fill, this gap will eventually fill. Trust me. On 10x leverage, you got about 114% gain that you could potentially get if you left your runners going in this. All right, guys, that is all I've got for the charts today. If you have any questions, by all means, leave them in the chat or send me a DM. I'll say that we're going to blow through this news and we'll let you guys go. $2 trillion fake tariff news pump shows market is ready to ape. And I 100% agree. So I've been talking about all morning, guys. Markets rallied after mainstream media outlets shared a fake news story about a 3-month tariff pause, and some say this is a good sign. Recent fake news that U.S. President Donald Trump was considering a 90-day pause in tariffs shows the potential for a strong market rebound should a real one take place, according to observers. The fake news post on X on April 7th from the verified Walter Bloomberg account claimed that the White House was considering a 90-day pause on tariffs following an interview with Kevin Hassett, one of Donald Trump's economic advisors, which is wild. Look, it's probably one of the biggest gaps in history in the traditional market. Banks don't like to lose those positions, guys. And all it takes is just one slip of some fake news to get those gaps closed. That wasn't on purpose or anything. Hassett, Trump is considering a 90-day pause in tariffs for all countries except China. Read the now deleted post from the user, who is not affiliated with Bloomberg News. The account, which has a verified badge and 852,000 followers, caused quite a stir after the rumor was mistakenly aired as a banner on CNBC. Oh no. Guys, if this doesn't sound orchestrated to you, I don't know what does. On CNBC and then amplified by Reuters. David, after the reaction, I wonder how much of an influx of fake news we will see now. Big market movers and shakers creating it's been happening forever, Dave. Me and Steve have been, it happens all the time. Like all the time. They did it with XRP, I don't know how many times, stating that the case was over with XRP several times throughout the last like 2.5, 3 years during the case. What was the most recent one? I'm trying to think. It was a Trump thing too. Oh, there was there was rumors that Gary Gensler was stepping down and retiring like way before he did. That moved the market several times. All sorts of stuff. It happens all the time, Dave. It really does. The S&P 5 spiked more than 8% from its low on the day in reaction. The Nasdaq added 9.5% in less than an hour, and the Dow Jones pumped 7%, adding trillions to the stock market. Bitcoin prices saw a similar spike, with the asset pumping 6.5% to top $80,000 briefly before falling back again. The official White House rapid response account quickly posted on X that this was fake news, and markets began to dump again. "Quote unquote, markets ready to ape at a moment's notice." While the rumor was debunked as fake, crypto YouTuber Lark Davis said that the episode revealed some critical things about the market. The market is ready to accept prolonged China negotiations as long as most deals can be resolved, he said, before adding, "The market is ready to ape. Even a lame 90-day delay sent the market soaring." I 100% am in alignment with that. Now imagine what happens when dozens of deals are made with top players, i.e. India, Canada, and the UK. Shit tons of money is on the sidelines ready to ape in at a moment's notice. It's funny, this is exactly what I was saying. The fake headline might actually give Trump, Navarro, and Lutnick more confidence to keep pushing this further. Commented ex-user Geiger Capital, who added, "They now know that at any point they can announce a pause and the market will rally 10% in a single day." Control, guys. What really happened in a Hassett interview? The fake news asked Hassett whether Trump would consider a 90-day pause in tariffs and was given a non-committal response. "I think the president is going to decide what the president is going to decide," he said, adding, "Even if you think there will be some negative effect from the trade side, that's still a small share of GDP. The idea that it's going to be a nuclear winter or something like that is completely irresponsible rhetoric." Shortly after the 90-day tariff pause post was deleted, Trump took to his own social media platform, Truth Social, to threaten China with even more tariffs. If China does not withdraw its 34% increase above their already long-term trading abuse by tomorrow, April 8th, the United States will impose additional tariffs on China of 50% effective April 9th, he said. Yep. All right, moving on, guys. Bitcoin may rival gold as inflation hedge over the next decade. The inflation rate is probably 10% or 50% for the next decade. An investment return that is very hard to get with stocks or housing rentals. Adam Back said in a Paris Blockchain Week 2025. Do we really need... Yeah, I don't want to read this. This is kind of dumb. Yeah, we all know Bitcoin's just going to continue going up to the right. He compared cryptocurrency to gold, noting its scarcity and growing recognition as a store of value despite its 30% correction from all-time high of above $109,000. Yeah, it gives you entry points as opposed to gold. I'm not saying anything against gold, but if you're looking to gain as well as hedge against inflation, Yeah, Bitcoin makes sense. Moving on. XRP news, guys. US to get its first XRP-based ETF launching on the New York Stock Exchange, ARCA. Get the words out. Asset manager Teucrium will launch a 2x leverage XRP ETF on NYSE ARCA on April 8th, which is today, under the ticker XXRP. Asset manager Teucrium. I can't read, guys. I barely made it through first grade. Investment advisor is set to launch the first XRP-based exchange-traded fund into U.S. markets, a leveraged XRP ETF on the NYSE ARCA. The Teucrium 2x long daily XRP ETF will seek to offer investors 2 times the daily return of the XRP token with a 1.85% management fee and annual expense ratio. According to the company's website, the XRP-based ETF will trade under the XXRP ticker beginning on April 8th. If you have a short-term high-conviction view of XRP prices, you may consider exploring the Teucrium 2x long daily XRP. Goodness. The Teucrium 2x long day XRP ETF, the alternative asset manager said. Again, don't want to read this, guys. If you want to buy a 2x XRP ETF, there you go. It's available on NYSE ARCA. All right. Back to Bitcoin before I let you guys go. Here's what I want to see. I want to see Bitcoin hold the CME gap line again. Outside of that, nice little V-shaped recovery. That's a pretty good sign. We have to hold this. If we lose this again, I think we have more downside potential, personally. Next level is going to be your see you later buy line. We got to set that back into support, which it was. Very strong support for quite some time. You want to see something wild, though? Just looking at this. Look at these 2 swings. Fake out, back in the pattern. Drop, back up. They're trying to shake you guys out, y'all. That's all this is. Don't sell your Bitcoin. But that's it. Those are the levels I'm looking at, guys. I want to see 78K become support again. And I want to see us get back above 82K, become support again, and see if we'll break out of this downtrend finally and start moving to the upside. So that, per usual, guys, if you enjoy the content provided for you every morning on Boring Crypto, please, by all means, smash the like button. Give me a subscribe if you're on YouTube. Give me a follow if you're on Facebook. Share the stream on all your social platforms. Let's get more people in here. Look, this is a time. This is a time where the money's made. I'm telling you. 6 months from now, we could be sitting at 120K and you're going to be like, shit, should have bought. Or 2 years from now, it doesn't matter. This is where you build your positions. Outside of that, guys, if you want to learn how to catch these early trades, early calls, learn how to trade crypto as well as the traditional market, guys, click on the link that's pinned in the comment section. That'll take you to the Pip Connect Discord paywall. If you have any questions about that and you want to see if it's the right fit for you, by all means, reach out to myself or Andy Peters. We'll do our best to get those questions answered for you. And outside of that, guys, I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. I am out of here.